Good afternoon, welcome back. Let's start with a draw from Madhaban.
अभी अभ्यास करो। एक सेकंड में निर्विकल्प निर्व्यर्थ संकल्प एकाकार एक बाप दूसरा न कोई। एक ही संकल्प की एकाग्रता शक्ति के अनुभव में बैठ जाओ। टाइम नहीं लगाना, एक सेकंड में। अच्छा,
Welcome back. It's wonderful to get this feeling of the vision on the soul. And yesterday there were aspects of having a godlike intellect. And also this many aspects of the foundation basically comes back to shifting from that body consciousness to soul consciousness. But also this divine personality, that foundation is with the stable soul consciousness. And if there's inner emptiness, then the weaknesses arise. So this aspect of watching this physical phenomena as a film and keeping the exit in mind, that is making it more clear not to create attachments, and locating the roots in the home. And this will answer any aspect of emptiness. But of course, for all of this, we need the godlike intellect, the Paris sight. And we see beyond appearances, roles, and the drama becomes harmless. It is unfolding, but it doesn't need to be any kind of resistance or struggle. And the protection all this time is viceless happiness. That intoxication, that very much checking where is it coming from. Otherwise, foundation will be mixed. This will make the soul unshakable and immovable. And the nice quote, this is an old proverb: when the roots are deep, there's no reason to fear the wind. So many aspects, and look forward to how today evolves. And welcome back to Vishant. Thank you.
Hello and good afternoon. Let us create another few minutes of attention. And during these minutes, as we did yesterday, we are just coming to our supreme sky. And we may keep the eyes open or keep the eyes closed, but aim is 100% focus, concentration. Let us aim for that. And we may hear the words in the background, but absorbed in that experience. Let us aim for 100% score. It may be little more than a minute. Starting from now. Region of light and color. Region beyond. Home of everyone. We remain engaged with the light and the color of this sky. Thank you. As was said, starting with some simple practice, but bringing quality, and then you notice your next hour will be more efficient. And nice to introduce something like this. You literally notice the shift within a minute. For the next few minutes, we come into the soul perspective, soul consciousness. And one practice that helps us grasp this soul perspective, unmixed, unpolluted soul. Yesterday we said we are not just seeing the soul is seeing this world. Smriti is based on the soul. That is what we want to get. Our original experience. And for that, let us come to the universe before Big Bang. Before Big Bang singularity. Now we are just using this language. Big Bang, whether it happened or did not happen, that doesn't matter. We are coming to the experience before the physical universe came into existence, before drama. So just a poetic way of saying before Big Bang. So there is no drama. And if there is no drama, you don't think of it. Like say tomorrow you are going to meet someone by name Mr. Frederick. But today you don't know him, you don't think of him. So before Big Bang, this world doesn't exist, and your city doesn't exist, and your friends don't exist, body doesn't exist. None of this, your job and office, nothing exists. The soul world exists. Soul exists. God exists. That what is eternal and yours, truly yours, that exists. For the next few minutes, let us come to that experience. As was said, if you feel it is easier with eyes closed, feel free to do that. Getting concentration is more important. So we are in that expanse, and one who is experiencing this is this tiny star who doesn't define himself by anything from the story. Unpolluted star, it can only be defined based on God. He is companion of God. Friend of God. That expanse of light exists. This world, company of God, this becomes important. And it is important. Mind doesn't go anywhere else. Because there is no anywhere else. This friendship, incorporeal friendship, this appears real and important. Supreme friend, one who is forever in truth. Wisest, wisest, highest, holiest, forever in Paras. We get a little insight into our starting position, which is what we are aiming to grasp. I will use the whiteboard and a very important sketch for us. So this is a big, huge challenge for us, this physical world. So we come in this world and there is this force, gravity acting on us from first second. And what happens with this gravity acting? We are constantly pulled into this, claiming things, owning things. It's a story. It has nothing to do with us. It is a foreign world. But you get an idea, we then start to define ourselves based upon things of this world. That define ourselves based upon the town and country and religion and people and body and shoes. It can be anything. So right now, ask yourselves, when you say I, what comes to your mind? Does some image from the story comes to your mind? Male, female at least, based upon some country, town, based upon some job, based upon other people, relations, or wife of someone, husband of someone. Do you define yourselves like this? Now that is, whole thing is corruption of your soul awareness. And we may even use the word soul, I'm a soul, but at a practical level, your I notion of the self may be based upon even spiritual life. BK Prashant, that is also part of the. It's important to play that part is important, but is my smriti based upon any of these things? And that is polluting our starting position. Foundation is polluted. We need to grasp clean soul awareness. That is necessary. That is something we underlined a few times yesterday. And we have to approach this from many angles. Prior to Big Bang is one practice, but we have to see from different angle. See the self, see your world. And that is your world. Everything else is a bubble. You are temporarily involved with it. It will disappear any moment. Bubble will burst. Whole thing will disappear. What is not yours is going to disappear. And our effort is we don't want to create a slightest bondage with that bubble. Here we are defining ourselves based on it. Ego is like such a deep, stubborn absurdity where you define yourselves based on something that is not you and something going to disappear. So that creates a deep inner crisis, continuous crisis, because you feel your existence can suddenly disappear. To remove this is a very important aspect of removing body consciousness. So to do this, we have to get this clear grasp of ourselves, clean you. Come back to this in the Big Bang singularity. Come to the time before the drama started. So no image of your town, country, body. That image comes, that has nothing to do with you. Come back to the time when just a home exists, souls exist, God exists. That is your world. And you have full rights there. As was said, you can define yourselves based on God, friend of God. That is fine. You can define yourselves as part of this great family of souls. Define yourselves as what you see in that. That you remain that even as you come in the drama. You remain the same even in golden age. And you will see yourselves as that in the golden age. You will not see yourselves as that body with a crown and gold. You will see yourselves as a soul. Soul consciousness means that. And we need to come in that perspective now. What happens? What is the big benefit by doing this? We want to tell. Okay, you get this 100% right, and you are not polluting that soul with any of these things. As was said, the town, place, people, you say, no, you're just clean. Even name is also all within that bubble. So you're seeing that observer, invisible observer, clean observer. You are grasping it. So what? You made all this effort and got it. What is the benefit? Is it not enough? I believe in the soul. Is that not enough? Why you need to do all this?
Bliss is one answer. So you experience supersonscious bliss. We become completely independent and able to see things clearly. Otherwise, it's muddy water. I was also thinking we'll become eligible for the best if there is that angelic experience. Soul becomes eligible. Someone else is saying you get liberation in life.
Once is our starting position, our world is a supreme reality. Everything is supreme and sublime. Such is our reality. We talk about God and even the self, even self itself. Your nature is of bliss, and your nature is of love and contentment and full, and everyone is immensely worthy of great respect and lovely and divine. Highest words from the dictionary need to be used to describe your world and life with God and perfection, everyone's perfection, world of perfection, perfection of the self, and yours. Biggest prize anyone can ever win. No one can change anything of this. What a foundation. To understand this is a huge foundation. But to experience this, you need to remove that away. To become free from all this, what we talked about, is precondition to experience it. In other words, ego can visualize, but ego cannot experience it. This is the huge limitation of this spiritual effort making process. When it is ego-based effort, it becomes a commentary, or it becomes visualization, or words just and experience is blocked. That is what ego is. Ego doesn't want it. Ego is more interested in that story. He is distracted. But when you drop this alloy, of ego, soul, if the foundation is soul-based effort, soul is connected to that dimension. That is, for the soul, this is the biggest prize. There can't be anything higher than this. And in the three worlds, there can't be anything higher. So the world is eternal. No one can deny, no one can change. Deep inside, you feel so secure, fearless. And there is no one can deny you anything. Such is their understanding and experience. Body and over there, things are going to disappear. That bubble is going to disappear. And body and things. There can be injustice and an unfairness, but your world, this lottery that you have won, it is such a lottery. Within this, there is love, and there is contentment, and there is life of respect. And we are talking about divine beings. Everyone is divine, means Ravan free region. That's why we can call it divine, no demon. Ravan free means auspicious, under provocation, that they don't know what desire is, what disappointment is, what anxiety is, and what cheating is. They're under provocation, they don't know. 100% innocent. Civilization is like this. You are seeing this starting, which is reality. Supreme is a right word for this. Supreme reality. And this is eternal, and this is true. Truth about everyone is this. And more we are experiencing it, more it becomes yours. The game is like this, even through the cycle. What is the difference? This is the reality of everyone. But if I spend time of the confluence age more into the story, thinking about story and desires in the story, then you are experiencing less of this supreme experience. The foundation is weaker. And means foundation is foundation, but if you are creating less time in that experience, then as if you accumulate less. And that is what goes with you through the cycle. In Greek mythology, there is someone by name Mida's touch. So whatever he touches becomes gold. So it is like this here. Whatever you experience, it becomes yours. You experience 5 times more, it becomes yours. You experience for 10 minutes, it becomes yours. Your choice. It is there. More you experience it, it becomes yours. And that is what makes you into higher numbers. Now, this is visualization is not enough in this. Visualization is very different game, and experience is a different game. That's why to get this right, alloy free soul, getting that little foundation good, and then you are connected to this. Let us create few minutes in the experience and giving yourself a permission to go for this zero alloy. Giving yourself a permission that you are not uncle of anyone, auntie of anyone. You are becoming as if you are dead to everything of that story in that bubble. That bubble doesn't even exist, has not started even. And so we are coming to that region. Sky exists, true self exists, and this true self, and the reference point for us is this living star that doesn't know about the physical world at all. Expanse, sky, all in this world are alike. I see the equality. All are divine, all are noble, all are immortal, lovely. World of God, world with God. Natural state of everyone. The words we can use is egoless and viceless, but they don't even have the concept of ego or vice. Natural state of innocence, contentment, and happiness. Immense love and belonging with the God and the family, true family. All sin exists forever. Silent celebration, world of perfection. So we touched this area of getting the. We discussed it yesterday, but just coming back to that subject, getting the soul awareness right, and building on it, coming back to it. Maya will come. Maya will come with new alloy. So repeatedly to come back to that cleanliness, purity of the soul. Understand that, and that will be very, very necessary, very good foundation. Now, question for you. We have touched few areas of this subject of foundation. What do you see is one area that you see is the most important foundation? Something we have touched so far or not? What, according to you, is the important foundation of our spiritual life? You can tell.
I'm thinking honesty. I think the word is independence. Let me check. Freedom, independence, determination, learning about unconditional love, that we are immortal, immortality, experiencing and understanding. Being beyond harm, that's so often brought
Detachment.
Detachment, yes. Trust and nischay. Detachment, is that the winning answer?
No. I'm just translating.
Yeah. Compassion, maybe. To know that we are guests here, we're tourists, and that we need nothing. There's fullness.
The important word I am looking for, and which we did not discuss yesterday, and I might like to underline it, is truth. For anything, and if you want to go somewhere, and if you got a right address, then you get success. If you don't have the truth, then you don't get a success. So I'm not meaning here just speaking truth or some along those lines. Understanding the truth, big truth. So, and some discrimination. Even Plato, when he talks about truth, he says, "How can we know truth? We can do it through senses. We can do it through science, and we can do it through mathematics. Different ways to try and understand truth. Reason and logic and." But then he says we need nous. He uses the Greek word nous. And at that time, during his days, this word was understood as philosophical intellect, the higher intellect. And one way it is described as godlike kind of mind. It is beautifully described. Nous. Equivalent for us is paras. But one way or the other, we need to understand true picture. If that is you have understood the true picture and you live with that, then it is a very good foundation. We need to know truth. And it's like a big problem of Ravan, Ravan cannot see the full picture. Like for example, Ravan cannot go beyond this box. That is a big, huge limitation of Ravan. That is what happens in the whole of Iron Age. Because they are not seeing the big picture, they helplessly lead a life of a victim. They are living in that bubble, and that bubble is going to go. So whole life they are having this subconscious fear of losing everything, and they end up creating more and more ego and more attachment to address this helplessly in a reverse gear. Only reason, not seeing the full picture. So for us, the huge blessing, to come to knowledge, you are understanding the true picture. And what the sketch that is drawn here, it is worth, it is valueless or invaluable. It is like a beyond, because it opens your limits. You are able to go beyond the limits of Ravan, limits of ego. You can see the big map. Every aspect. We hear the knowledge, we have to go through the process. Do I feel this is right? Yes or no? Just asking, is it true or false? And if it is true, then don't keep it as a theory anymore. Our effort, our journey is not based on faith. Faith means there is some doubt. It is not based on belief, not based on one of the models. We need to be certain. And that's just asking ourselves, is this yes or no? We have a home. Do you see it as is this your truth? Yes or no? If it is no, then okay, let us move on. Find other way of managing, understanding our life. If it is yes, then live with it. This physical world, it's a story. Yes or no? There's intellect of the Yadavas. And when I'm using the word Yadavas, is scientist intellect. Is of this kind. They will sort of present them some theory. They will say, okay, your theory is this. Let me find out, is this yes or no? Is it true or false? They may set up some experiment to find out, is it proved here? And they come to conclusion, yes, then they will live with it. They will not keep sort of, hanging around with it. They base their other theories based on it. They build, rockets, and they will build buildings based upon, use your understanding based on it. They will not keep it as a vagueness. Say yes, and yes, everything is yes. Bhakti structure is a bit like that. They will just it as if doesn't matter whether it is yes or true or false, doesn't matter. Life, vaguely they. Now, if we do that, then foundation is weak. Here, if we have got truth, then we have to use that in our foundation. The way we are seeing this world changes. Spiritual life is this. If that is true, then we have to change the way we are operating. Ego is very stubborn. Ego has got a very clear position there. Ego really believes that this is his complete world. And this is me, and this body is me, and this is mine. Ego has a very stubborn position. And if we remain vaguely, the truth, vague sort of ideas, that will not change anything about our body consciousness. That this alloy will not go that easily. Not at all. It will be scholarly and talk of ideas and take notes, but nothing changes at a deep level. Sanskars will not change. To bring about this deeper change, I need to dismantle this old paradigm, old model with which we are operating. And if I hear what we are hearing in the Murlis, and we have to go through this process, do I agree with this? What is my reason for taking this on board? Or do I need to? So there are some ideas maybe not so central, or I have no way to prove it. For example, there is a knowledge this cycle is 5,000 years. I personally have no way of proving it or disproving it, and that's fine. I say that is I want to find ways of knowing more about this. There is one scientist in California. He has a model where he has come to conclusion that this world is 5,000 years old, and we want to meet him. We want to find out more from him. What are his reasons for thinking? We need more ideas, more to support. But that's fine. That is, but some of the many other ideas we need to see if I have got reason to take this further. We often say Paras. Paras is a huge gift for us, something we mentioned yesterday. And with Paras, we are able to see this big map. Paras helps us see the way God sees. Then the next thing for us, let me experiment with 100% Paras. If it is, I'm using Paras, it is the easiest meditation practice. But then go for 100% Paras. And you will find something very, very smart. That all ego structures collapse very, very quickly. So let us go for this experiment soon. Just wanted to ask if there are any comments.
Yes. Just on this, the language in science is taking premise, and I think that's very useful. So you're not needing to build a foundation of like I believe, but let's take a premise. So that becomes like a working model. So then you play with Paris, for example, you take a premise of this perspective, and then you get the direct experience. So if you want to say anything about that, there are some more questions, but I just wanted to bring this in, the working model of Nischay.
Yeah, that's nice. Yes, it starts like that. Yeah.
So a question, is this a story? We have to be certain. We believe this question is, we believe what Baba says, but yeah, I don't know if the question actually, but
yeah, whatever method, by whatever approach, you reach the conclusion. The most powerful one is experience. But whatever method you reach the conclusion, we have to say, is this yes or no? And this world is a story. Is it yes or no? The soul is the traveler. Soul is immortal. Yes or no? And if it is yes, then move on. don't stay in a circle. Soul is immortal. Then why am I worrying about death? Which means I hear the knowledge, but operate with something other model. So here we have to say, if it is yes, then let me live with that. That is the next step. Let me clarify. If there may be real questions. If there are real questions, let me ask those questions. Clarify it, get it clear. But then I have to ask this: is this yes or no? This kind of personal level.
Yeah, I think for me, just to share briefly, that I take the starting position of being a guest. We definitely know we can't stay, and a guest has to experience this world as extra, and it's not his world. So therefore, they must have a world because guests are not floating. And then it takes you to primary world and secondary world. And secondary world is extra, and you can call it a story. So I tend to work back from being a guest, which is very solid. When I see the doubt, answering it and experiencing it this way. So she's clarifying her question. It's more on what basis are the parts given in this play?
Sure. No, if it is not our world, there are different parts, and it in a sense doesn't matter. We sometimes make a drama, and someone is acting as a dragon, and someone is acting, and suddenly we say that has to all change. So someone else has to play this part, and turn it other way around, and it is a joke, and it is not you. For a soul conscious person, it doesn't matter. He enjoys the whole plot. It is not my part that is important. He enjoys the plot.
Coming back to something you shared earlier, the question came, if you haven't experienced it all yet, or experienced this waking reality, does it mean all this time was ego effort?
Each one will need to check this. If it is not 100% soul based effort, if that checking is there, then of course it is soul based effort. If soul awareness is not checked, then ego will come in. Ego is stubborn, and any gap you allow it will come. In spite of knowing, even today, in spite of knowing, ego is a default mechanism.
And sometimes experience can be there, but Maya can come after and hijack. But everything is possible to practice now, never mind past. Yeah, very good point about checking. So just one more question about the relationship between us and the drama. The inner world, does it reflect the outer world? Does it reflect in the drama? And if so, how? So can the outer world be a reflection of the inner state, like the role we're given? Maybe just now you said it's...
Yeah. It is a reflection. We often say that. We gave the example earlier. More you touch, it becomes yours. That Midas touch. In the same way, more you experience this supreme home, the wonderland, more you are experiencing it, you as if uh, collect these subtle treasures in you. And then the physical world is a reflection. Physical world will take that form. So you will find that the physical, more you are experiencing your immortality and your security, your fullness, and your being beyond harm, body will be a healthier body will live longer. It is a bit like that. The more you are experiencing, you are full and you don't need anything. You will find things are full at a gross level, physical level. It is a reflection. That's why golden age is created because of that inner life. Having said that, story is story, and it remains a story. Because it is a reflection, you can't go and start saying this is mine. Then you are defeated. We need to say story remains story. It is a reflection. Shadow is shadow. It is not you. You need to. It may be your shadow. Others say it is your shadow, but it's a shadow. It is not you. It's not yours either.
Someone is asking, it's not an immediate reflection, like in time it will be fully reflected in a sense.
Yeah. There is a time dimension.
So someone's asking, so the reflection is on the body, not the role?
The whole thing, the reflection in the drama. It includes the body, role, whole package in the drama.
You can't judge the soul by the reflection in the present, even in the future, because it's a separate thing.
It is a separate thing, yeah.
It's like an apparent association of like an artist makes a picture. It's not that they are the picture.
Yeah.
Something about, you mentioned checking. Someone is asking, do you examine the consciousness of the soul during traffic control? Is that one aspect?
Yeah, many times in between. Creating this hobby where you might as well go for the best. If the truth about all of us is so good, so why do we need to go for something that is corrupted? So creating a hobby internally.
Not just every hour. Someone wants more explanation of not judging. In fact, it's something that I said, but the question, can you expand, because Brahmins do judge?
Judge?
Apparently.
Yeah. Power to judge means discriminate, and that's a good power. We need discrimination power, and we use it for our progress. Then more you are angelic, and the angel is using the discrimination power. If demon is given anything, you give a demon gold or knowledge, demon you will use it for demonic purpose. So we don't say power to discriminate is bad. It is positive. Who is using it?
We're not condemning. It's like assessment for uplift.
Whatever others do, it is their problem.
Yeah.
I have the choice to use it for angelic purpose. It is not my problem. Others may use it for whatever reason. It is their problem. I have choice to use it for the highest purpose.
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
So let us come for this aspect. 100% paras. What is like fun if we are doing this. Paras we understand, it helps us to see the big map. Paras helps us to see this physical world for what it is. And even as an experiment, it is almost like using new glasses. And then we are seeing this whole physical world is a theater, maybe a film. three-dimensional film, fixed repeating film. This is what it says. Then we are seeing it like that. 100% paras means I'm seeing it. And there will be nothing question why or how. There is no question. On the contrary, every moment will appear like a gift. This moment, it is a gift. And what a gift. There's different colors and images and wind and something floating, someone running. This is a three-dimensional performance that is going on here. And that there is some technology also, and this is all within this performance. And next second is another different scene. Every moment is a gift. Sound within it, that's another gift. And nothing to complain and nothing to compare. Huge physical world, but it is harmless. Any story is harmless, and film is harmless. It doesn't affect the real world. In the film, they may show fire and war and flood, but it's a joke for those who are watching it. Then we are seeing the world beyond. World beyond is the world with the God. Incorporeal just means it is different to the film, that's all. It is not made of the stuff the film is made of. This language is incorporeal. The world of the family and the father. We see them as conscious beings. All are immortal, all are noble, desireless and egoless, childlike and godlike. All are immensely worthy of great respect forever. All belong to this family, belong to us. All worthy to be loved by God. I'm just watching this scene. In this world is the family and father. world of God, world with God. We are seeing the true self. With 100% paras, the true self becomes conscious. For him, it is normal to be a presence, to be bodiless, to be seen as a star. It is normal. Normal to be immortal, and nothing in the three worlds can harm it, even the slightest. He is aware of this huge prize to belong to this great family and belong to this supreme friend. World of perfection. Everyone perfect, everything perfect. All we have done is use the best intellect, best sight, and we are just seeing this wonderland. Life where there are no needs and no reason for sorrows, no ego and no vices, no Ravan free world. Auspicious. Every second we are staying in this experience, we make it possible for others to awaken. Earlier we said every minute, every second you are experiencing it, you accumulate treasures. But another thing happening, every second we are experiencing it, we contribute towards benevolence. Because just experiencing this dimension creates light. And in this light, it will become easy for others to see their truth. We are talking about a worldwide picture. as we continue on our journey, even if there is a break or wherever the journey is, we have the option to stay with Paras. Patthar, stone intellect, is not compulsory. Thank you.
Thank you. Is this a good time for a room break?
Yeah.
And do you have a question?
The question is how to come in the experience and what is truth. Both these areas. We see both these areas as a foundation, very important foundation. And what are the things that help us come in the experience? And what helps me to discriminate truth? One is Baba has told us that is one. But if more I have more reasons to accept, then it becomes a stronger foundation. And you can accept. It becomes part of your orientation. And whatever your reasons, when you share, it may be making it easy for others.
Yeah. Okay, so we put that in the chat in different languages. Don't know if it's a good translation, but we will have just over 10 minutes, so enjoy. We'll see you back after the break. Thank you. Welcome back. Let's create a few moments just to come into the experience of everything we've shared. You. So on this question, how to come in experience and what is truth, would be good to hear your thoughts. It can be one word, can be a phrase or aspect to share. And I also want to share something that was mentioned about Nishji, because it is one of the foundation aspects, and having the Nishji in understanding and experience. And perhaps the contrast would be like belief of being soul versus knowing from experience. And a nice image was given for faith. If it was a bridge, you could say people tell me this bridge is safe, I think I trust them enough to walk across. But there's some doubt. Versus Nishchay, I've examined the bridge, I've crossed it many times, and I know it will hold. So this experience is perhaps the aspect of building that Nishchay. And we get experience when it's not ego-based. Everything gets connected, but I really like this working model of an Nishchay to bypass ego and its clauses and its complications. So it would be great to hear from you. And someone is highlighting experiencing being in the time or before the Big Bang. They found that very helpful. So thank you. Welcome back to Bhushan.
Excellent, thank you. And I want to mention that we have explored different aspects of the foundation, factors that make the foundation strong. And we, in the last discussion, and truth and experience, and we saw the value of intellect and Nishchay, different areas, and we need to visit all these areas. But to add to this mix is the company. In this spiritual journey, company has a huge influence on our journey. We are here because of the company. Someone give you the link connection. That's why we are here. And that is sometimes someone comes into your life just it appeared like omens, takes you into another level. And we can be sensible to choose the company. The foundation strong if the company is that is going to help you in this. Using discrimination, choose company. It's a company that may distract you, take you away. Take steps, early on to be away from that company or reduce exposure to that. Now I'm going to share some aspects, one yukti connected with this experience what we spoke. When you come in that soul awareness, we said that is absolute foundation. Soul becoming conscious, not thinking of the soul, but not seeing the soul. Soul is conscious. Soul seeing this world. Come in that space and then read any passage of the Murli. And it will just make your experience deeper. Now read the Murli from that space. That where Baba speaks from that space. And when you are hearing from that space, it just reinforces that experience. And Baba uses the word embodiment of knowledge, Jnana Swarup. When the soul is conscious, it doesn't appear like another point of Murli, another point of knowledge, but it just adds to your experience. As an example, I am going to touch certain things Baba spoke of in today's Murli. First thing Baba mentioned is your love, that is Baba starting the Murli with that, love for God, and Baba is experiencing your love, Mera Baba, and that is the soul who is conscious. What happens with the soul who is conscious? His life, he knows his life with God. He knows he is loved by God. He knows greatness of God, and it is important for him. It is not a concept. it is his reality, and here is the one who is the wisest, who knows the secrets no one else knows. So wisest and highest. And he is your friend, he loves you. He is friend of the soul. So that is like a natural experience. Now this soul, the invisible witness is also the invisible player. And he comes in this physical world. Why? He comes as an incarnate. Invisible soul has come in this. He knows beforehand this physical world. It is like a sinking boat. He has not come in this sinking boat for a party. He has come as an incarnate to free the souls, take them away, take them out of this danger. This is the positioning of the one who is soul conscious. He is in this world, physical world, as an incarnate, just as Baba is an incarnate. Okay. Now the next message in the Murli today, be ever ready. Incarnate, one who has come, he is already ready. He is already freed from this party in that boat. That's why he has come, he has chosen to come, not for the party, but for the task, God's task. He is ever ready naturally. He's not saying I will be ever ready tomorrow or after 5 minutes. No, he is forever ever ready. He has come to give. If he gives as much as is possible, if the boat is going, he is free to come out of this. He has not created any traps. If he had come here to take, then he can be trapped. Is incarnate. Next big message is become victorious over Maya. Maya jit and become victorious over the mind. Maybe translated as conqueror of Maya, conqueror of mind. So victorious. And Maya's job is to pull you in that sinking boat. And he will show the glitter, he will show wonderful new gadgets, and this he knows beforehand, this glitter and gadgets and cakes that will come until the end. He knows beforehand. That is the department of Maya. Even until the last moment, fire everywhere. New kind of gadgets will come, new kind of opportunities will come. New glitter will come, someone will come to sing a song and loves you. All this will come until the end. He knows it. And he's aware. Once you are aware of the game, then you are prepared for it. You are not suddenly thinking you have come here for the party. You have come here for the task. If that is the attitude, then you are in that direction of victory. And victorious over the mind. What is the difference? Victorious over the mind. And here, 10 heads of Ravan wants to use the mind. That is all. 10 heads of Ravan. And you have to, if you don't use the mind, then the 10 heads of Ravan will use the mind. So Baba's program is, you remain busy. You got a full plan. What you are going to do, service through the mind. Why Baba gave this program. Use the mind for service. If you are busy with using the mind for the task, then Ravan cannot use the mind. It's a huge success, and understand this game. Mind is so strategic. It is like a platform. 10 heads of Ravan, they they survive, they exist just because they have access to the mind. More you are uh, keeping the mind busy with Ram, more you are keeping the mind busy for the task of Ram or with the knowledge of Ram. Different. Baba gives this whole different reasons how you can keep the mind busy. Then Ravan cannot use it, and then you are manjit, victorious over the mind. And if you are doing this, then third, victorious over the world, that will follow. You will become lucky in life, because Ravan is the only factor that brings bad luck. If Ravan is becoming weaker, you continue to become master of the world. What else was mentioned today's Murli? Was that become uncheckable. And all of this, okay, question to you. What was the important line in connection with all this? Become ever ready, become victorious over the Maya and mind, and then remain uncheckable and immovable, and auspicious in thoughts. Shubh Sankalpadari, be the one who has auspicious thought. What is the important aspect, addition to all this? Without reading the Murli, you can, without referring to it now, if you answer, you get a prize. What is the qualifying line with all this?
All the time.
Yes, 3 marks. Over a long period of time. That is a qualifying line. Do all these things, but Baba is saying, and what happens? Okay, you get it over a long period of time. And what will be the result? Why should you do it over a long period of time?
Someone's saying to become natural, because anything can happen at any time.
So then you will pass with honors. Other things are right, but to pass with honors, you have to practice this over a long period of time. So these are the various aspects, but you are seeing, if you are in that space of the incarnate, you are naturally doing it. You are like the father, Baba said, you become Bapsaman. Bapsaman, father is incorporeal. Father is an incarnate. Father is victorious. Father knows the story for what it is. Father is Parasnath, this invisible incarnate. He is already like the Father. It is not Mr. Harry is trying to become like the Father. Then that is ego-based. Ego is trying to promote Mr. Harry. So here the incorporeal, incorporeal incarnate, he is the one. Harry can never become soul. Harry will not become soul conscious. Harry will remain Harry. But the incorporeal, incarnate, he is the one who remains soul conscious. His soul, in soul incarnate. So it becomes experience of every aspect. Whatever you are reading in the Murli, you will find that becomes, when it is coming from Baba, that becomes your experience. And it just reinforces, becomes richer. And becomes nice way to experience different aspects, different facets of this, practice. All of that makes the foundation strong. If the experiences are having variety and richness, then it becomes enjoyable. You are doing the right thing, but in an enjoyable way. So let us hear some thoughts from you.
Just to model this experience of the Murli from that view is incredibly nourishing, and something I'm sure all of us have played with, but it's if you're hearing the same thing in 100% different way, just one concept. And also I was visualizing like Baba's world as an orbit, and you go into the secondary world just with the incarnate perspective. Otherwise, if you dangle there, it is going into waste. Yeah, many other thoughts came, but it's very nice practice. A couple of questions. One is around which you answered the question, but if you want to add something, why ultimately, why when ultimately we have to be detached from the world of bodies, why actually do we come here and do what we are doing? And this is something that comes to mind. And one question.
Yes, we often give the example of player. Player comes on the field to play, and he doesn't need to own the ball. He doesn't need to claim the ball. He plays. He goes home. He's a player. It doesn't create attachment to the ball. The ball comes, he passes it, sends it. So also here we are players. We come here and then we interact, we play, and then don't get into confusion, play and come back home. A very sophisticated game, very more sophisticated, it becomes more interesting and richer. And the same thing happens here. It is a sophisticated game. But don't to get confused. When you're confused, then you start creating attachment to the ball and forget that it's the game.
Almost feels like it is a completely different entity, that the true self is coming as incarnate already with stable foundation, which includes everyone is already safe, and the attitude of play comes from that sort of backwind, that it's almost finished in a sense. It's clear conclusion and you play, but it's with lightness. And I suppose this is what we're all learning, is that mindset, isn't it? That we can jump into that mindset for even 1 minute. If there's anything to add, you'd like to ask.
Nice.
Someone is saying how to make sure that the soul is busy and not Ravan or ego. You said keeping the mind busy, Baba talked about in the early today.
Yes, if we have to check all along, but your whole keeping busy, if you are busy with the knowledge of Ram, that is that will bring you back to soul awareness. And even Ravan is busy with Ram, it is better than Ravan is busy with Ravan. So keeping Ravan also busy with Ram, there's no problem. But the whole game is at another level when angel is conscious and soul is conscious, then it is. So even if it is intermittent, to check and come back in the soul perspective, refine it. But you are in the environment where you are dealing with the things of Ram.
Interesting. Be busy and then keep refining. On this note, about game, is it not also a school as well as a game?
School, you said.
Yeah, someone is asking, is it okay? It's a game, but is it not also?
It is a school, hospital, yeah, it is. It's a game, and it is also theater. It is. We are in this gift. We are given this gift. It has got many aspects within this gift.
Circus, labyrinth, lots
Yes.
of stuff. Could you elaborate on how the ego visualizes but does not experience?
Elaborate. Yes, what happens with the ego. You saw that image we used earlier. And with the ego, he cannot go beyond the box. It is based on that box. And that is his world. That is the limits. Like say, ego is based upon the job, or based upon your head, or based upon body. That is it. That is the region that he can experience. Beyond that is not. It is not possible for him to experience. He can just imagine or visualize reluctantly. And as soon as music stops, he will go back to thinking about his head or about his work. That is, his heart is there. And so it becomes like, that's why we say it is visualization. But when the soul is conscious, even in the last, say, 10 minutes, we are listening to this Murli from that soul perspective. Everything becomes alive. It becomes your experience, not just words, but that is exactly your life.
Yeah, thank you. It's always interesting to be reminded that the ego doesn't want these things and perhaps is comfortable with visualization, but it will be with some kind of unnatural aspect because it keeps it in within those boundaries and doesn't impinge on ego's mission. So follow-up question, is the test how you feel after the experience?
What was the first part?
The test or the checking, is it about how you feel after the experience?
You understood that question?
So how to know is it that it how you know whether it is ego based or soul based? Is it based upon how you feel after the vision, the experiment?
Yeah, one is the experiment, which is life. And the experience gives you, as we continue in it, you will get to see the contrast, different experiences, and visualization. You will see the contrast. To continue to refine, and that is the homework for us.
One easier checking as well is like, where is the happiness coming from, the intoxication? And some said the eager enterprise, passions, emotions. That's, if it's from the alokik and the invisible and the divine versus something about the reflection on Rama, raw. No other questions right now, and don't know if you have anything final to add. We'll have a drill from Madhavan.
Yeah, let us create just one more minute of stepping back. I'll speak few words. And we saw of the Big Bang singularity. the experience before the Big Bang. Your world exists, home exists, you exist, God exists. And let us come back to that experience, to that reality. Nothing else exists. And this dimension is timeless. Exists forever. This is very important thing for us to know, that you exist forever. And this world exists forever. We stay in that experience. And we don't need to know anything else. Every other experience is a bonus. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all, especially translators.
And the foundation of life itself is to know you are safe. And you don't even need to know anything else. And everything else is extra, a gift. Thank you.
Thank you.
अभी एक सेकंड में एक सेकंड हुआ एक सेकंड में सारी सभा जो भी जहाँ है वहाँ मन